class, I think we had a discussion about the schedule jobs and how it is works and how the fixed script and background script will work. Today, we will discuss about the import set. What is import set? Today, we will discuss about import set. What is import set? Import set is nothing but you have a large number of data. So, for example, if your manager said one or two records, add these records to system, what we will do is we will load the data simply manually one by one. If it is a one or two records, it can be possible. It's a more than 100 records, so which is a you have to do daily work, which required a lot of manual effort required. That means, thank you. Hi, Samdana. Good morning. So today the topic is import set. Import set is nothing but so for example, if you want to load a data in the into the service now. So if it is a one or two records, we can add those one in a manually. But if it is a hundreds of hundreds of records is nothing but so if you want to do one or two records, it's not a problem, we can do it. If it is a 100 records, what we have to do is can do it for a manual things. So manual things is nothing but we have to do manually 100 records. If you want to do every day, we need to upload 100 records manually. It will take lot of time to one, and it is required a more manual effort to for this. What we can do is we can reduce the manual. So for this, what we can do is to reduce to or to load a data in a bulk. So we can prepare an Excel sheet so that it we can upload the same thing in ServiceNow by using the import sets, which is a bulk data uploading. So that means in the import set, what happens? The data which will be used to what in the Excel sheet when you load in service now, it will take less than very less time so that it will update the record or recreate the records. So what I am going to do is, for example, in the import set, what we will do is so for this one, what happened? This is our Excel sheet, and this is our our incident Narayana table. So we need to send the data for it. First, what we need to do, we need to load the data into ServiceNow instance. That means from here to there, and once this is instance account, from here to we need to do the transform map. So which means from here what we can do. This is the, for example, if you take this is the Excel file, Excel. This is the what you call source table. This is the destination table. In the service now we'll call as source and destination is nothing but the source which may required for the same thing. So this is the from here to here we need to do it. So like that, for example, I will prepare one Excel sheet. Let's see how it will work it. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just creating an Excel sheet which is a Narayana data load. So assume that this is the Excel sheet here. Here I'm just making name, father name, H number, mail ID, and state, and if you want to give city, but right now I'm not giving state, city, and what we can say, phone number, mail ID, phone number, state. Assume that. Let me open the Narayana. Let's see what are the fields we have. So email ID, phone number, mobile ID, group, organization. Okay, okay, that's okay. So assume that I'm just making the these basic details here. What we can do it. If I open Excel, so here I'm just making as a F name as a father name, and this what we can do is this name I'm just making as a full name. Assume that these five fields we need to add it. So here I'm just making a Satish. Father name is Sandeep. Phone number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and mail ID is Satish at the rate gmail.com, and state is here why we cannot give as AP or something. Whatever we are giving, we can give as a some backend name. If I give AP, we can give it, and also I'm just making in charge. You can give the same thing. Now, and Mr. Ram Rajanish. This number 9 Ram at the rate gmail.com. This is the Telangana, and in charge I'm not filling. So in charge I'm just making, for example, if you're making an in charge, we can give the backend names. Backend name is nothing but that the user ID. What are the user ID we have given? We can copy the same and paste it here. So this is the basic thing, and we'll add one more record for that one. Satish, Ram, and Manohar Srinivas. So Karnataka. So for him, I'm just making as a what he called this Avel tutor. Okay, Arha. So for his the card, I'm just making a Arya Hajaria. Copy, paste. So now this is an Excel sheet. Assume that we need to upload into the system. Let's save it. Now the first step, what we need to do. First, this is the import set from the load data. We need to load it. First, we need to create a one staging table. Staging table is nothing but where the data from it we can will automatically come. Click on leave. So now it's imports a table. It's already created. We need to do one, but since we are creating Narayana data upload. We are doing, and next one is the source of the import is file. So you can check the file, go to here and documents wherever I have on desktop, Narayana upload. So we have checked the file, and now what we have to do is the sheet number and the header row, it is one. What are the sheet number, we can give one or two, we can give it. The best practice always we can give as a header one and sheet one. Mostly it will from the same thing, and I'm just going to submit. Now what happened, a new staging table. Try to remember this technology terminology. A new staging table has been created for the same thing for it. Now So now the next step what we have to do is it will be the same thing and imports it and see now what happened, a staging table will be created. So I'm just going to the Narayana, I think just refresh reload it. So the Narayana data upload, the set data is uploaded. Now that means whatever the data we have loaded, so whatever the data we have loaded, it will be stored in the u and from the excel sheet, it will be stored in the u underscore narayana underscore data underscore upload one, it will be same thing. Now the next step what happened, from here we need to transfer the data to u underscore narayana table. So which means, so this is a we call as staging table or a source table. From here we need to send a target table, which is the destination table. Now if you want to do it, we need to write a map for it, transform map. Just click on here, a transform map. So this is the transform. Right now we don't have any transform map in here. Just click on new. So just click on new. So this is the one. Now I'm just writing Narayana data upload. Or Narayana data loading. I'm just writing here active. So source table, what are the from which table we are doing the same thing. And next one, here it was a target table. Target table is nothing but what are the table we need to send the data. Here it was a Narayana. This is the Narayana table where we can do the same thing here. Now, the next step here, the Narayana, which is the one we can do the hire. See here, active if always one and run business tool. Once this record is inserted or updated after this transform is completed, if you want to execute the business tools, we can do the same thing for the here. Now, the next one is enforce mandatory fields. That means wherever you have a mandatory field, so if you have done it, we can do it. Right now, I'm just start giving no. Only map is one, and next one copy empty fields. I will show you, and record creation collision I will show you. Run on script. Now I'm just making to save this. Now, what I have done is this Narayana. What I did is, so right now what happened? We have created a source table. We have created a transform map, which is used to the from the source table to target table destination. Now, the next step, what happened here in the Excel sheet? If I open that Excel sheet in the desktop, what happened, it was a full name. So what are the data in the full name, it should be transferred to the name. What are the f name, it should transfer to the father name, father name, and phone number go to the phone number, and mail id go to the email id, and state go to the state, and in charge go to the in charge field. Like that, whatever we require, we can do the same thing. Now what we are going to do is, here we have option called auto mapping. Auto map matching fields, nothing but what are the exact fields, it will automatically, or that means we need to write a mapping auto mappings. That means if the data is coming from full name, it has to go to the name field. If the name is coming from the f name, it has to go to the father name. Like that we can do that. If you click on auto mapping, what are the exact fields it was, it will automatically map. If you see the field mappings, we can do it. See only the in charge and state fields as the same thing. And next one, click on mapping assist. From here also you can do the same thing. So I'm just making f name, full name to f name and mail id No need this set one. Full name and phone number and mail ID and state we have already have. I think remaining no need. So here if it is a full name, what are the we need to do? We need to go for a name field so that from here we can do the name. Next F name. So F name is nothing but to go to the phone number, father number. Next one phone number. Here what was the number we have written? Go to the mobile number and mail ID will goes to the email ID phone number. Save it. So that means whatever we have done here. So always this choice acts nothing but if that is not available, what we need to do it. So always you can make these choices, ignore which is a best practice. That means whatever we have value is there, it wasn't. Right now we have added a string field, that's fine. But if it is a reference field, since this in charge field is a reference field, we have a separate criteria for it. So reference field, if you give here, what is a reference field? We have to give it, which is a user underscore id. That means this user underscore id will comes from the version all this one. So now this is our. Now what we have to do is now it's done. Now what happened? We have done it and now just go to the transform. Now what we have done? First we have loaded this data into the ServiceNow system. From that ServiceNow system, what we have done is from that ServiceNow system, what we have done is from that ServiceNow system, what we have loaded the data in ServiceNow system. In that, I'm sorry. So in that, we have created a one staging table. The temporarily the data is stored in that one. From that, we have created transform map stating that which table data has to which what is the source table, what is the target table, and after that we did a field mapping. In the field mapping, that means if that in the Excel sheet the data is coming ABC, so you need to map it to the XYZ format. So that we can do the same thing. Now this one and if you click on transform, so we need to move the data from here to there. So here this is our import set and this is our data and click on transport transform, it will create three. It was coming as a complete and completion code is success, so that the data is loaded. Now if I open here, so it is done and so completed with errors, what happened? Let's check it. So the data is not added. Operation against you underscore Narayana. C. Operation against you now the about business food total marks. Whatever we are written in the business food, if they are less than 600 or one, so it is not aborted. So that means if I open this Narayana table, there is a one business rule which was restricting it. Let's open that business rule. It's a very good. We got an issue in earlier. See the total marks validation. You see what we have written here. See here from this one, this so here what I am going to do is here I'm just adding one more condition here. Marks and our total is equal to 0 or is empty. Is empty also. We need to save that one. Now let's see. Now if you already know the import set, we can reprocess it. That means instead of loading a data again, we can reprocess the thing. Now if I open the imports, what we can see, this is the import set which we have, and you can go here and again we just reprocess it. So and click and transform, completed. See right now it has been completed. So if I open the data of the one Narayana, if I open this Narayana, so whatever the data we have. Oh my god, it's not added. It's okay. I think it's some business studio scripting. So at that time we need to validate with the word. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to transform. So the transform apps I'm just going to mark as a favorite here. This is the Narayana transform map. So I'm just marking this run business tool as a false and do it. Now I'm just go we can now again you just go here now transform. Click go to the transform, it is doing again. No impaired data. Okay, that's okay. So go to the import sets. So this is the import set. So why I'm just going to reprocess it again and now click on transform. Why? Because that import step stays was showing as a completed. Now you can see. Let's see at final we got a issue or not. See, it's final. It was updated. Now see, now the data is loaded. Why the data is loaded? So what happened? See, why the data is loaded? See, the state given as Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and one, and there is no Karnataka. It was not showing there. So why the data is loaded? It should be the same thing. Like that, we can add a number of data. Now, I just want to reduce the duplicates. For example, I just want to update these numbers. I think these numbers is not in the is in the string format. We need to convert format number format. So this is the one, and now I'm just making Srini and I just adding a new number names like I'm just adding power funny. So I'm just name as a Chaitanya. Gmail. So here I'm just changing to Tamil Nadu for the Manohar, and I am just giving this guy funny to AP, and I'm just making ARYA, same thing the in charge. Now what happened? I just added a one field, and I just upload the same thing. So here I just added a one field, and I have a new record, and what I did is I just added a one record, new record to the system, and remaining three records I just updated. So what happened whenever the data is loaded, the three records has to update, and remaining one record, fresh record has to create it. So for this, this is the way. This is our requirement. So in the service now, while doing a map, we have an option called Coalesce. Coalesce is nothing but, so if I open this transform map, if I open this transform map, so in the transform map, what we will do is, here we have an option coalesce. Coalesce is nothing but, if you give as a field as a coalesce, so it will work as a unique identity. Whenever the data is loaded, if that record is found with that one, so it will update the record. And if that is not if that is not available, what happens? It will create a fresh record. That means it will reduce the duplicacy in the system for it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to here full name. Here I'm just going all unnecessary tabs. So here we have an option called coalesce. Coalesce is nothing but, if you go coalesce empty is nothing but coalesce on an empty source field, we can do it. That means that is empty, we can do it. Right now we have marked it as a false, and coalesce is case sensitive. So if the small letters are capitals, we have to do, we can do it. Right now I have not marked it, and update. Now what I need to do, we need to upload this Excel sheet, and we need to change the data. So let me, it will load a time, just wait for few seconds. So right now we have created a name. So this is the one of the most common asked interview question. The interviewer may ask, I have a 10 records in the system, so in the Excel sheet, where 6 has to update, 4 I need to create a new record. So what we can do, at the time we can make a one field as a coalesce, or else we will ask what is the advantage of the coalesce in the transform map, so that we can do the same thing. Now what we can do is, so now again I'm just going to the data load. So now this is all. Now if we have already existing table, we just open the table. What is our table? Narayana data load, and we can go with the Excel sheet, and since we have updated, and we can go for the same thing. Now the import set is done, it has been loaded. If that is loaded, we can process it. Just click on here transform, so that it will process the same thing. So now, so this is the thing where we can do this. See here what happened. Total how many records we have? Four records. In that four records, total four, and one was inserted. Remaining three was updated. So this is the one. And here also, what are the records is inserted or updated also? It will take. Why? Because since we have given as a name as a thing. So if I give Ram, the phone number we have changed to the different one. But right now it was some field issue, so that's the reason it was not saying. So if I see this one, the one, this is the basic thing about the how we are importing the data. And if you want to here in the transform app, you can write a script also. So for example, whenever the transform app is loading, so we no need this index. So now, if you see, copy empty field is nothing but if that Excel sheet, the empty data is coming, you want to add it or not, so that we can do the same thing for it. But mostly the 100% in the real time, 99% we can mark this one as a false for it. So uh, this is the basic thing, and now the next thing what we have to now what we need to do it here is run script is nothing but if you want to can write a script we can use the same here. The source is nothing but what is the source table, and target is target, and map is transform map, log is log, is update is update. You either you need to update the record or not. So but mostly we are not using here, and this one. Now the next step here, when loading the data, we have seen is a file and a data source. What is a data source? Data source is nothing but it's a source where the data can store. Now what I am going to do is here in that Excel sheet. So here I'm all changing this state to the Tamil Nadu for all records. Okay, for all this record, what I am going to do is sorry. So I'm changing the in charge to field. So for this Arha so now here, and what I am going to do is DRUW. So now I'm just making Jaya Kumar APARY. So now what happened? I have updated. I have not updated any. I have updated the four records, and what we have done here is uh, what you can say. So now what happened? See this one. Now we need to upload. So instead of writing here, now what I am going to do is so here I'm just going to no, here we needed something different. So here I'm just here getting a data source here. In the data source, what a row, what I'm going before that, I'm just going to the data source. Here I'm just creating one data source here. Click on new. There is Narayana data source. What is import set Narayana data load? So here the import set here, which is we need a backend. So here we can do the same thing. So here the type is we can give it, and what is the format? This is the XLS format we can give it, and file return is attachment. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to attach the record here. So this one now I'm just going to the data load here. Load here. So here what we are doing the existing table. What are the data source? We have created the data load Narayana data source. What happened? So the Narayana data source we have added. So we just submit this one. That means what are the you have sub what happened? What happened? Let's check here. 1 minute. I think we did a mistake. Let me check. The data source. I think it's we can check. I think we have given the wrong attachment. Let's see. I think it has issue in some XLS. Let us remove that attachment. I think it's some issue with the file format. Let's check. It's also fine. That's okay. Let's check what is the Narayana. Data upload, Narayana, data upload. See, here the name is Narayana data load, but here we have given as a Narayana data upload. The backend we have, but we have given as a load. Narayana, so now it is fine. Now we can check it. Now if we submit, oh my god, I think still we are in same page. So this data is not. I think it has some issue in the file. Oh my god, this way I have not added. Sheet and this one. Sorry, we have entered the wrong option. Now let's see. No, it's not mandatory, but it's something file. Let's see. See, we have entered the wrong option. The sheet number and these are not added. That's okay. Now you can go to from here the same thing. The word means we will store the data in somewhere. From that we can do it. Now we can see. Can you go for a mute, please? Getting some background noise. So now you can go to that. I'm sorry, Pawan. Can you go for mute? I'm getting some background noise. Yeah, thank you. Narayana data load, and if you go to here, the data is uploaded. Here, this is the see. There is a Jayarika inserted, and remaining R4 records has been updated. So if I open this one, the import one, see the Haraha, these are all added for the same thing. So like that, whatever we required, we can upload the data here. So and one more thing here, when you go to the data source, there is a different levels of data source. That means, so if that is a retrieval method is file, we can do the one. But when you getting the data, so here the file method is JDBC. We can give the JDBC, what is the CSC and all things we can give it. And if sorry, JDBC, what is a mid server and what is a database name. That means if you are getting a data from a different third party system, which is from the integration, we can use these all details. What is his password and what is a table, what is a server and what is a query, or we can give a specific SQL query, we can write it, or all the rows from the table, all the records, timeout, extended, what is the table name, we can give it. Or if it is a ODB LDAP, we can prove the LDAP target, which is for the data one. And if it is a OIDC, we can give, I think we never use this one, we don't need. And if it is a REST integration, we can provide the what is the REST action name and what is the format for it. It should be XML or it's a custom or a JSON format we can use. And if it is a custom loaded by script, we can grant the load the script. Right now we can add. If it is a file method, here if I give a C, we can give all the one. If it is a file, right now what happened? We have attached the file method. That is fine. Or if you want to FTP, we can use the server and file path, username, password, and whatever we can give it. Our FTP authenticate access not required. Also, we can provide the these are all details. So if it is FTP TLS not recommended, this is fine, and FTP implicated not. So that means if we go to the third party system, we need to provide a server, what is a file path where we have stored it, and username, password, and all other things we have. And HTTP, if it is HTTP, we can give it this one, and HTTPS, we can provide these are all things, and STP, so that we can provide the these are all authentication types, and SFTC also we can give the all the stuff. That means depending upon the level of things we can give it, but mostly the data source is utilized mostly whenever we have do integration of this one with the any other third party tool, so that it will be easy for us to do the same thing. So this is the basic thing about the one. Now whenever we see, there is a different types of transform app scripts. What we can see, the transform map is not, we have seen right now what happened, how the data will flow from the source to the destination table. Now we have an option called transform map script. What is a transform map? The transform map is used to provide the so the transform map, where we create a, what is the use of this transform map? The transform map, I'm sorry, the transform map is used to provide the data from source table to the destination. So if of course if you want to execute some scripts, so if you go to the transform, mostly this is they we cannot use, but if you know the interview point of view, so the interviewer may ask what is a transform map, so how it will works. If I open our Narayana transform map, so here you can see right here. This is the transform. Here the script is nothing but here we have a script. We have a different types of scripts. There are different types of scripts. When you see here, whatever see on start is sorry, on after is nothing but whenever the record is uh, inserted or updated, it will execute. On before that it will execute. And on choice, if you want to create any choice, it will create. On complete is nothing but, so on complete is nothing but, on after is nothing but each and every record executes, it will do it. But on complete that script is executed. Next, on foreign insert is nothing but if you have created any foreign insert, which is a specific record, which is any one, this will execute. And reject, if this transform is rejected, what we need to execute the same thing. A record insertion is executed, what will execute. And on start is nothing but whenever the transform map is started, it will execute. On before is nothing but if the record is inserted, sorry, before the insertion, it will execute. These are the main things so that we can write the same thing. Till now, this is the topic for the import set, how it will works, the bulk data. So till now, you guys have any questions? I hope you guys understood or any ego. Yep, yep. Sorry, what is it? Script is nothing but whenever the data is loaded, or if you want any execute script, we can write it. Okay. I will give you some I will have some few documents. I can provide you the sample script document so that you can follow the same thing. Just give me some. I can share in the WhatsApp. Okay. Yeah. So I hope you got it. Are any questions? So yeah, yeah. Foreign key is nothing but here we have right. Coalesce. Foreign key is nothing but which is a unique identity, right? Here in the service now, from that foreign key, which is a coalesce, we can. So the advantage of the coalesce key is if you mark as a field as one, whenever we are loading a data, it will check for whether it is available or not. If that is available, it will update the record. If that is not available, it will ignore. It will create a fresh record. This is the one of the most common asked interview question. Okay, and now kind please note down the task. The task is first what we have to do is we can what do you call it? Just create a import set table and loads the data in that one, and from that create a 10 records, whereas and create a transform map. In the transform, we can define what is the source and destination table, and 10 records, whereas it's columns in the excel sheet, which is a completely different from the excel sheet. So it's completely different in the ServiceNow system, so that you can do it. And if you want to do a multi one thing, you just go to the new PL field mapping. From that you can do it. First what you will do, you guys can just upload the data completely, and later you can make any one of the field as a coalesce as true and upload the data and check it whether the record is inserting or updated. This is the task for today. Any questions for the task? No. Very good, don't worry. Okay. And any doubts for the today's or previous topics? We have another 8 minutes. Okay, very good. So I think if no other, we can wind up and you guys can practice all the topics. So we can meet you on tomorrow at same time 9 a.m. Okay.